Welcome to the Zodiac chat line for our new moon in Leo show. Yes, Cancer season is coming to a close, and the Leos have decided to bust in here with a roar. I'm your host today, and of course, Cassie. Cassie Girl's always with me. Cassie Girl, how are you?
Great, saying a fond farewell to my season, welcoming the sunshiny chaos of Leo season. How are
Okay.
you?
You know what? I'm good. I had a pretty good Cancer season. How about you?
Hmm.
Okay, yeah,
Can't complain.
um, ready for this Leo season to get started, if you know what I mean. Um, let's see. So let's run down these season planets real quick. I have the sun in Leo. That happened on July 22nd. We have the new moon in Leo coming up on the 24th. Then we have let's see. Mercury did go retrograde on the 18th of July in Leo. So, yes, top of the chart, all Leo. All Leo, all Leo. You got it, guys. Mercury will retrograde in Leo all the way through August the 11th. So, pretty much most of Leo season, Mercury will be retrograde in Leo. Venus is in Gemini for just a little bit longer. And then on the 29th, it will join I'm sorry, it will leave Gemini and it will go into Cancer. We like Venus in Cancer. That's a lovey energy. Very
Hmm.
different than Venus, very different than Venus and Gemini. We have Mars in Virgo all the way up until August the 6th. Guys, it's Mercury retrograde is really messing me up. I can read. But it will go into Libra then. We do, of course, still have lucky Jupiter in Cancer, which we are all enjoying at least for the next year. Saturn is in Aries, but it is retrograde, and that happened on the 13th of July. We have Uranus newly in Gemini. Uh-huh. Neptune is also retrograde and it's also in Aries. Pluto is also retrograde and it is in Aquarius all the way up until October. And we have the North Node in Pisces. So, yeah, we are really experiencing a lot of internal work. Um, I think this is going to be a good new moon. I think there may be some challenges, but the new moon and Mercury and the sun are all kind of together in harmony. Saturn and Neptune, while retrograde, are all together in harmony. But we do have Pluto opposing this new moon. So transformation is always in order. That's what it feels like.
Hmm. And I think Saturn and Uranus together, retrograde in Aries, is also begging you to take a look at your personal code, your life, your individualism, and think, is this what I want it to be? Like it's time to interrogate that a little bit.
Yes. Finding ways to make sure your ego is in the right place, I think, and that it is not counterproductive to the collective. Um, because you can
That's
have
it.
a healthy ego, but it does not need to harm or make it worse for the collective. I feel like this would be a great new moon to build and spotlight authentic confidence. I know a lot of people say fake it till you make it, and I'm not opposed to that line of thought, but genuinely authentically fall in love with yourselves. That's the one thing about Leos that a Leo will tell you. A Leo forever will love a Leo. Okay. Before they love any, I mean, self-love, love, love, love. A Leo will love a Leo. And they authentically and confidently believe in the love that they have for themselves. So I would say that would be a good, some good thoughts for this Leo season, Leo new moon. Also, you know, I wrote down like challenging your need to be in the spotlight. And I think what I mean to interpret that as is some people have too much of a need to be in the spotlight and might need to take a break. And then there are others who are very shy and don't want to shine their light and may need to take a little step into the spotlight. Whatever authentically is you, I think will be best for this new moon. Cassie and I were talking just about how a lot of this planetary action is really favoring those who are here to help and serve others. And serving others is, to me, almost the highest form of gratitude, and way of, you know, giving back to humanity in the best kind of way. And it doesn't have to be a large gesture, something very simple can be that. And, you know, those folks that are egocentric and looking for support, they're not going to get it. People are not going to help you. They're just not.
Yeah. It's interesting too because like paradoxically serving others is also a very powerful way to lead them. When you show
Mm-hmm.
people that you are
Mm-hmm.
willing to serve,
Mm-hmm.
people interpret that and internalize that as like this is somebody I can stand for or stand with because they're willing to do the thing, right? Like rather
Mm-hmm.
than just somebody up here telling you to do the thing or trying to force you through, you know, criminal acts or whatever thing. Like that's just, it's not a recipe for long
Yeah.
term loyalty, certainly from your, the groups that you hope to inspire and, have at your side. And yeah, it's just, this isn't, it's Pluto and Aquarius. This is not what we're doing. Like,
No, no.
this is
It
not
is
what we're doing.
definitely lead by example. Like that is the highlight of that. You know, in order to be able to lead, you have to be able to show that you're able to do what you're asking people to do. And you know, time is finite, and I think a lot of us have recognized that most recently, whether you've lost somebody personally, and we've seen a lot of celebrities like, you know, that a lot of us grew up with. So um, this is a good time to really find some self love and allow a lot of this retrograde energy to do the internal work for you. Um, take your time. I mean, in what your choices are, the retrograde does give us time to rethink and recalibrate and look at what we have been doing the past 6 months. I would think about, you know, where you were at the Leo full moon, and that was back in Aquarius season, and what kind of full circle moments. I think this Leo new moon can be about endings for some things, just because Leos are quite powerful and fixed in what they decide to do. And especially if they decide to end it, it's just kind of is what it is. So yeah, it's, you know, guys, just do the work. It's not that hard. I mean, it is. Don't get me wrong,
It is.
but
It's hard. It
but
is hard. But
to
it's got to be done.
consciously, yeah, but to consciously like make an effort, you know, just think about it, consider it. Just consider it. This is a time to consider things. You know, it's not a time to make big decisions. Um, unless you've already planned to make these decisions before, but they, you know, what they all, there's like a do's and a don'ts, and a lot of the don'ts in Mercury retrograde is to make large decisions because you will not have all the information. And once Mercury goes direct and comes out of shadow, you might feel completely differently. And they, you know, that would go from starting a new job or a new relationship, or, you know, even when, if you're on dating sites, even when you start to talk to people, like you may not know everything in the beginning, give yourself time. To the lesbians out there, 2 days is not enough to get to know somebody. Uh, just saying, won't be me. But we want to leave you with some positive affirmations for the Leo new moon. We feel like one, positive affirmations are always great, right? But two, it's going to help maybe find that inner confidence, that inner authenticity that Leo is so well known for. The first one we have is asking for help is a sign of self-respect and self-awareness.
Um, I am worthy of my dreams.
And I alone hold the truth of who I am. So remember all that. So, in other fabulous news, I'm a big WNBA fan. If you know me, you know. And this weekend in Indiana, of all places, the WNBA All-Star game, and it was All-Star weekend. Shout out to the stud buds, Courtney Williams and Natasha Heidemann. They play on the Minnesota Lynx, but they are besties, and they did a 72-hour Twitch stream of all the WNBA activities and festivities. It was probably the closest we've ever seen professional athletes in their own element hanging out. It was the most beautiful sight to see, just women celebrating each other, celebrating themselves, celebrating their teammates, and having just a really good time. It looked like a big 72-hour slumber party, and I'm so sad I missed it. Next year, my understanding is in Vegas. I don't know if I'll be able to afford those tickets up. Right. I was like, dang it. I should have hit it Indiana. So I might, I'm still here in Atlanta. If it comes to Atlanta, I'll be at that one. Um, but the winners, it was actually Team Nafisa Collier versus Team Caitlin Clark, and Team Nafisa Collier won, aka Team Hangover, because they was out partying all night long until the next day for the game. But if you saw the orange carpet, the fashion was amazing. And then all the players did come out at the game with a t-shirt that said, "Pay us what you owe us," because they have continuously tried to fight for equality in their pay. They are professional athletes. Some of them have to go overseas in order to continue to make money for their families because the WNBA season, I think, is maybe 4 or 5 months. We did see that earlier this year. Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart started on Rivals, so it was another league that the players could play in while they're here. Um, Fun fact, but not so fun fact, the WNBA players only get 9.3% of the actual revenue, where players at the Major League Baseball or NHL, something like that, they get 50% of the revenue. And a lot of, folks who are not actually WNBA players have a lot to say about women asking for money. And they're like, well, it's a failing league. But everything was failing. The NBA was failing until Magic and Larry Bird came along. So WNBA is only 28 years old, which is crazy because some of those players aren't even that old. All the rookies that came in, but support women's sports, support women's sports bars. Um, and that's my great going into Leo season, leaving Cancer season speech. So pay them what you owe them.
I salute you. Pay women.
It's just that
Pay us what you
simple.
owe us.
Okay, Cassie, you want to intro our in more, you know the word.
Yes. So typically tape these shows a couple days before the actual lunar events that they're centered around. And we got the news today that uh, Malcolm Jamal Warner from um, Cosby Show, famously for those of us Boomer, Zennial, Gen Xers, Millennials, growing up was a big part of our family lives, certainly mine. But he had a long career in Hollywood and television, and was a Leo king, just shy of it would have been his 55th birthday, I think, if I mathed that right. And you know, it was it's just a tragic loss, a young man, and you know, I don't know, man. It's fucking hard out here, and I pray for his family and the people who loved him and former colleagues and co-stars. And I mean, it's just
Yeah, exactly what Cassie said. Exactly what Cassie said. That was a sad, like Cassie text, we have a group chat and she texted that earlier and I was like, what and it's just it's hard, the older we get and realizing like people that we grew up watching that were in our households, a part of our childhood. I mean, the Cosby Show would ran in a lot of households. I think regardless of who you were, everybody has at least seen the infamous Gordon Gartrell shirt like episode. You know what I mean? Or when they made, or when Theo had to be on his own, they turned their house into an apartment and he had to pay him. And do you know what I mean? And so it was just, it's a sad loss today for the Hollywood world, for his family especially. And I mean, he continued to work, whether it was on Malcolm and Eddie, The Resident, he was on Suits. I guess he was in didn't even know, Sons of Anarchy. But again, our condolences goes out to him and his family. You will never be forgotten. Theo Huxtable. And we will be moving on to the celebrities that are here with us. And celebrity check-in, starting with Cassie, because Cassie, love her a Leo, honey.
I do. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I have two kids with Leo moons. I love their just big attention-seeking personalities. So my first Leo celebrity is an actor, a certified finance man. And we don't shout them out a lot on this show, but this one also seems like he's a good person. And I recently saw him in, speaking of my kids film, instant classic. No, not quite, but pretty good. The Minecraft movie with him and Jack Black. I am talking about Jason Momoa, um, from Hawaii, I
Mm-hmm.
believe.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, fun, uh, a good actor. Uh, you know, I don't know, seems like a cool dude and dresses like a funky hippie. And I feel like, if you wanted to smoke a joint with him, he'd probably say yes to that. And I'm into that energy. That hair, of course, he's a Leo. So yeah, Jason Momoa, happy early birthday. I hope it's a good year.
Heck yeah. And he was on Baywatch, I guess, back in the day when he was younger, randomly. And connecting back to the Cosby Show, he was married to Lisa Bonet, who was also on the
Hmm.
Cosby Show. But we love us an Aquaman over here, okay? He can. That man is.
Yeah.
I will even say he's a very attractive man. Um, so my Leo celebrity check-in, I'm just telling you now, for anybody that asks, every single one is a WNBA player, just because that's the energy I'm giving today. First, we have seven-time WNBA All-Star. She just recently in this WNBA game, in the WNBA All-Star game, set the record for the first triple-double ever with 15 points, 15 assists, and 10 rebounds. Currently plays for the Seattle Storm, but did play for the Tulsa Shock, which I guess was right after it was our Shock, right? I know. Slash Dallas Wings. She played for the Phoenix Mercury, but now she's on the Seattle Storm. That is none other than Skylar Diggins, also named by most of her WNBA fellow colleagues as the most fashionable and best dressed in the WNBA.
Tough
And she,
competition,
yeah,
honestly.
I know. So shout out Skylar Diggins, and she is fine. Mm. Yes, ma'am.
I
Yes,
love it.
ma'am.
Yes, happy birthday, Skylar. Love that for you. All right, my next Leo celebrity is the former Prime Minister of the country of New Zealand, the youngest female head of state in history, I think, in the world. Well, probably not history, but in the like modern world, because I'm sure and there's been like 17-year-old queens and stuff, I'm sure, like
Right.
back
Yeah.
in the day.
Right.
But I am talking about Jacinda Ardern. Ardern. I can't read my own writing, but she recently in 2023 ended her career as prime minister by not seeking reelection. And spoke, I think pretty honestly about the intensity of that job. I can only imagine what it's like to be a head of state for a whole ass country in the modern world.
When you're qualified.
She she was praised for her handling of the like horrible Christchurch shooting that happened in New Zealand, a mass shooting event. She was praised for the way that she handled COVID in her country and the COVID response in New Zealand. I was, well liked as a leader and, set an example for all kinds of girls and young women who are politically ambitious and good for New Zealand for having some goddamn sense and electing her. So you win today, New Zealand. Jacinda Ardern. Happy early birthday,
One day.
Madam Prime Minister.
One day.
Not if there's a
Uh,
race you can elect instead, apparently.
If only. My next celeb, of course, like I said, another WNBA player. But in 2011 for Texas A&M, she was an NCAA champion. She has played for the Liberty, the Stars, the Lynx, the Sky, currently plays for the Fever, but previously is a two-time WNBA champion with the Las Vegas Aces for 2022, 2023. She also hosts a podcast with one of her fellow teammates. I think it's Sid and TP. None other than Sydney Colson. She is the life. Like that, the hair one, it's but her and Scott, all of her and Skylar just like mane. It's just the
Mm,
mane. And it's just this curly mane. But just she walks into the room and that is the epitome of somebody that walks into the room and it lights up. Everybody light their face lights up when they see Sid. Sid just brightens the room. And they were interviewing her girlfriend, and she said, what would Sid do if she wasn't a basketball player? And she would be a stand-up comedian. And I think she would actually do really well and be funny. So, Sydney Colson, shout out to you, girl. Keeping your WNBA career going. That's an insane amount of people to seems the same amount of teams, but back to back champions, I'm here for it.
oh yeah. I love a Sydney. So um last for me, I mean, I don't even know what to say. um so you as always, I'm going to have a female rapper on my list of celebrities to check in with. And I am so happy to speak about this fantastically talented woman who, I mean, you know, if Kendrick Lamar is talking about how you're the like the real one that in rap, I don't know that you get beyond that. I don't think there are enough Grammys to win to like be better than Kendrick Lamar posting you on the internet. Um but no, nevertheless, Dochi has also won plenty of awards and accolades from the powers that be, your Soul Train Award, your BET awards, your Grammys. And she is using her platform to speak truth to power and talk about the things that are going on in the world and be authentically herself. And um, she's an incredible talent, just as lyrical genius, musical genius. Like some rappers make whole careers and make loads and loads of money off of sounding roughly the same over a
Hmm.
lot of different beats. And you could listen to six Doechii songs and hear completely different shit. Just like the cadence, the flow, the accent, the, sounds she's making. And she's incredibly, an incredible performer. Her Tiny Desk concert made me cry, real tears. My husband likes her. That is saying something. She's like mostly listening to country music. So he comes out chuckling about wake up, cake, get your tits sucked. Like, he's that's like how he wakes up in the morning now, and I
You
love
thinking Nissan
it.
Altima.
Yeah. So Doechii, I mean, I expect that we are going to be blessed with many more years of great music from her because she doesn't seem like she's going to stop, and I love it.
So I just saw a video clip where in 2020 she got fired from her job and she was like, you know what? I don't have nothing to lose. And put everything into her music career and it definitely paid off. Agree. Shout out a fantastic, amazing human rapper extraordinaire, Doechii
And
girl.
that is a lesson in Leoism because
Hmm.
betting on yourself is very Leo energy.
There you
That
go.
is Leo energy we can all take with us.
Hello, that part. Well, again, my final, but this is by far probably one of my favorite WNBA players. I have shouted this person out probably multiple times because she is just because like she just continues to be amazing. But she did win an NCAA championship in 2017 with one of my favorite college teams, University of South Carolina. Yes, yes, of course. Which also has a statue of this Leo, of course, because why wouldn't a Leo have a statue? She was the first round draft pick in the 2018 WNBA draft and won Rookie of the Year. She was drafted by the Las Vegas Aces, still plays for them this day. She's a two-time WNBA champion, a three-time WNBA MVP, a seven-time WNBA All Star, a two-time gold medalist, 2020 and 2024 Paris and Tokyo and Paris, respectively. I could not put all her accolades. That was just a handful. Okay. That was just like recent. In 2024, she released some fabulous shoes, the A1s, with her collaboration with Nike. The pink pair is called Leo Flare Pink or something like that. It's like it's Leo, but it's a Leo pink. Um, and she also released a New York Times bestseller called Dear Black Girl. I am speaking none other than number 22, Asia Wilson. We love you, Asia girl, every time. Also, I
Queen of
love
our lives.
that you troll your lesbian teammates. She gives them a cake every year for Pride, and it's like, guess who's straight, not you, or something like that. She just love seeing you this weekend. Loved just watching for somebody like with that many accolades already creating her own shoe. I think she also has her own foundation and she has at least one book under her belt. And Asia is maybe in her late 20s. uh she might be in her early 30s, I don't even know, but like she's still it
Pay these
it's just insane.
women. Good
It's just insane.
God.
And she can play. I don't know about y'all, she
Hmm.
can play though. So we want to shout out those Leos. We hope y'all have a great Leo season because you've earned it. You really have, especially getting through this retrograde. Um, Other than that, we're gonna smoothly wrap this up shortly. We do have the chat line. I guess I can tell you the number if you guys decide to call, but Cassie will tell you what it is.
313-416-9541. We're still here. I keep having to respond to the Google emails telling me they're going to deactivate it because we're not using it. Text us. What do you want to know about?
There's so much going on. It's just kind of shocking. And like, you guys are on your phones all the time. Send us memes. We don't care. Whatevs. We'll talk to you.
Yeah,
Trust, we will.
we'll send you an appropriate meme back. Come on, guys.
Listen, my meme game is Cassie's is too. Pretty tight. Pretty tight. All right. So out of I have a lot of, we all know Tanae has a lot of decks. It's like a shoe fetish, but like a deck fetish and fine, You don't pay my bills. I can. But we love us some Aviola. Aviola Abrams girl, African Goddess Rising. When I say this feels like peak Queen Leo energy, look at her hair. Just look. Just
Yeah.
take a moment. Peak Leo energy. This, of course, is the back. Lovely. And then each card, they are divided into elements in their own ways. I should learn how to figure out where the camera is. Oh, there we go. Anyway, so I think this is an appropriate deck for Leo season. Again, the internal work starts with you and find what is authentic to you. I think that is Pluto in Aquarius and all of the Leo energy. That is the Aquarius Leo axis, is definitely like humanity, ego, self. But more than anything, those two signs, authenticity is real. Okay. Like, if y'all seen Whitney Houston, she was authentic. Okay. Everybody. All right, let's see what you want them to know.
Hmm.
Oh,
Let's
wait.
go.
Let's go. Okay. Got caught up, but it worked. All right, here we go. This is so interesting. All right. So we have the card Ngame Desire. It's number 8. And if you are familiar with the tarot, 8 in the tarot is the strength card. It kind of looks cool. It looks like a little bit of we see the elements over there. It looks like she has a Sagittarius arrow. There's water behind her. This
Yes.
probably isn't the best, but interesting. Okay.
Is the strength card Leo the Leo card?
Works. All right, so this is the goddess of the desire from the Ashanti Akan tribe. There we go. We'll make it happen. This temple is the conjurers. The element for this one is actually air. Ngame is the triple moon goddess of the Ashanti. Every new day, this mother goddess rebirths the sun, shooting life into us with her moon bow. Her lunar rays illuminate souls. Dream bigger. Puny desires constrict you. Your desires create your life, so allow them to flow boldly. Embodiment. What do you really desire? Get specific. See it, smell it, feel it, call it in now. What you desire desires you. Does your desire flow from love or fear? Manifestations that come from fear based desires keep you safe and small. Desires that come from your soul expand your world. Goddess declaration. What I desire desires me.
Mm.
Very appropriate that she gave birth to the sun because
Mm-hmm.
Leo is sun. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Cassie be knowing, y'all. She be knowing. And we just have to live in her world, y'all. I'm glad I'm on this side of it. Hey. But anyways, I am wishing you all a very blessed new moon through all of this retrograde season. Um, and really taking the time to see what your ego, um, where you can kind of, check your ego a little bit, but like we said, serve others, lead by example, just just all of the things that make humanity a better place. And as cheesy as that sounds, we have swung too far left on the or too excuse me too far right on the pendulum, and we have to balance out what's happening. So support your community. Like, we will continue to say this every single episode. Support your community. That is the best way to support yourself. With that said, Cassie girl, I love you.
I love
Have a great, great rest of your week. Have a great new moon. And all y'all stay safe out there because this world is on one. It's been the longest week and it still feels like last week. It's all love. We out of here, y'all. Peace.